Episode 16 of the Shed Daily Vlog. Really pleased with the consistency of the posts that I've been managing to get uploaded to YouTube. So I've not missed a day yet. 16 days in, not missed a day, including a weekend away for my birthday. So I've still managed to get stuff uploaded over that weekend, which I thought might have been a problem, but I've proved to myself that I can stay consistent with these posts. So I'm pleased with that. Moving forward, I would like to try to organise the content and the topics a little bit better. So I've touched on lots of varied, random gym-related topics. I'd perhaps like a little bit more organisation with my choice of topics moving forwards. Maybe revisit some of the videos and cover some of the topics that I've touched on and perhaps not gone into enough detail with. So I might rewatch some of my previous posts myself and go back and talk about some of the topics that I perhaps didn't cover in depth enough. So yeah, so I'm pleased with the consistency, but would like to organise the content a little bit better moving forward. So for today's topic, I wanted to use my workout from yesterday to make a point. So yesterday for me was leg day. Kind of had a different little bit of an angle on it to what most people would associate with being a leg day, in terms of I didn't use any barbells, so didn't use any dumbbells either, so there were no squatting, there was no deadlifting, there was no kind of loaded lower body movements. So that might seem a bit foreign for people that do traditional style leg days, where they would probably be staple movements in that workout. So basically I wanted to kind of make the point that, is your training in line with your goals? Is the style of workout you're performing and the type of training that you're doing in line with the goals that you're trying to achieve? So for me, coming back from my back injury in February, which kind of wrote me off for the majority of this year, still struggling with certain movements and still struggling to come back to kind of 100% fitness at this moment. For my training at the moment, all I'm trying to do is explore movement patterns, try and regain a little bit of strength in the kind of the staple movements like pulling and pushing, upper body, squatting and lunging, and mobility kind of movements with the lower body. I'm in no great rush to load loads of weight on. I'm certainly not trying to build muscle as such. I'm not strength training like in the traditional sense, in terms of trying to get my big lifts back up in weight. I'm just working on movements and enjoying being able to perform these movements again. So I'm in no rush. So the kind of the workouts that I'm doing at the moment at times can feel like a little bit easy, and also like they're perhaps not even worth performing at times. So I'm struggling with a little bit of motivation when it comes to training at times, just because I'm performing at a very, very sub kind of standard level for what I'm used to. Not pushing myself a lot in terms of weights, and I'm just at times I feel like I'm not really progressing anywhere, but so it's hard. But I have to keep reminding myself what my goal is, and that's to fully recover from this back injury and be able to move and train with some degree of longevity in the future and not ever go back to this back injury problem. So for me, my goals are to stay flexible and have some good mobility, because that has been massive in the recovery from this back problem. Try and recoup as many movement patterns as I can, because a huge portion of them went missing when this back problem was at its worst. Develop a little bit of strength back in kind of all areas of the body. Keep my body fat down, because that's crept up whilst I've not been as mobile this year and I've got a little bit older. And what was the other one? Yeah, work my cardio. So improve my cardio, because that's never been a good point for me. We've never been great cardio wise, and I'd like to improve that as I'm getting a little bit older. So they're my goals. So when I'm planning sessions for myself now, I've got all these things in mind when I'm kind of piecing together what I'm going to do in a workout. So if we use yesterday's leg workout as an example, there was no squatting, a movement that and since my back injury has been giving me problems whenever I've tried to do it with any intensity or even a little bit of kind of making it a little bit hard work. I felt it the next day. There was no deadlifting, there was no weighted lunging, there was no loaded movements where the weight is on me and then I'm performing lower body exercises. I'm doing everything body weight. I'm doing everything to tempo, slowing movements down, being really strict with the kind of performing of the movements, and I'm trying to make movements hard in other ways other than some maybe like the choice of movement. I'm trying to do more advanced movements in terms of exercise selection rather than loaded movements. So lunges and squats, for example, I'm trying to move away from that. So I'm doing pistol squats, I'm doing sissy squats, I'm doing kind of single leg, much more challenging single leg work compared to lunges, but I'm using body weight, just body weight. So it kind of, by doing that, I'm feeling like I'm getting some good work done on the lower body, and my back has not had any problems with it at all. So I know I'm kind of going down the right avenue. I'm doing sled and prowler work, and then some work on the spin bike. So it's all weird stuff that you wouldn't normally associate with a leg day. So there's no squatting, leg pressing, deadlifting, leg extensions, leg curls, hamstring curls, step ups, lunges, blah blah blah. There was none of that stuff, and yet I still feel like it was a really good, productive session for the lower body, and it's in line with all my goals. And today, the day after the workout, legs feel a bit tight and a bit sore from the movements that I've performed. Back's absolutely fine, no problems at all in the lower back. So in terms of where the session lies in line with the goals, I worked my lower body, worked through some varied movements, got moving, worked on some mobility and blah blah blah, and the back's fine. So in terms of where it's the session stands in line with the goals, it was a success. So kind of going on a little bit more than I wanted to. The point of this clip, the topic of this clip, is to make sure that what the content of your sessions and your workouts and your programs are in line with the goals that you're trying to achieve, or the kind of direction that you're trying to head. So just have a quick look over the sessions and the place that you're training and the content of the sessions that you're kind of taking part in. And if they're not in line with where you're trying to head long term, question why you're doing the sessions. You know, if you're trying to lose weight, then you should be doing more higher intensity stuff that's getting your heart rate up, it's burning more calories. If you know that your flexibility and mobility is a problem and it's affecting other areas of your training or other areas of your life, and you're not doing any flexibility work or any kind of, you're not trying to improve your mobility, or you're not doing any yoga or Pilates or anything like that, then why? If you're trying to get better at that stuff, why are you not doing it? If you're trying to improve your cardio, why are you not doing kind of Tabata work or higher intensity cardio training? If you're trying to build muscle, why are you doing so much cardio? Why are you eating into the kind of the gains that you'd be getting from the weight training by doing too much cardio? Just write down in a week what you're performing, and maybe highlight some of those things that are not in line with what you're trying to achieve. And the kind of the final point really on today's kind of little ramble is that don't get drawn into trends and cliches when it comes to training. So, just because something's all over Instagram or all over Facebook, and you got people doing whatever type of training, just because they've chose to do it and it's cool at the time and it's kind of on point and on trend to do it, fine, do it for enjoyment's sake. But if you're actually trying to get somewhere kind of in a certain time period, or you want to end up at a different point from where you are now, be selective. If you've only got time to perform X number of workouts in a week, make sure that all those workouts are leading you to where you want to go, and that you're not just kind of just drifting through your week doing random stuff that's not necessarily going to be in your long-term benefit. So just because something's like hot at the moment, like I said, by all means try it, but it might not be a good idea to keep going along with it long term if it's not in line with where you're trying to head. You know, if you're not trying to be the world's strongest man, then all these kind of strongman type sessions that you're doing might be a waste of time. And likewise, if your flexibility is already on point and you're really you're good in that sense, then maybe you don't need to do so much yoga if you're perhaps a little bit overweight and you need to drop a few pounds as well, and maybe find some space for some cardio work or some kind of higher intensity stuff. Or maybe your flexibility is great and you need to work on a little bit of strength, so maybe don't do yoga 7 times a week and just drop out 2 of those days and do some strength work. I don't know. Yeah, I was trying to think about what to post today, and I kind of thought about the session that I did yesterday and how for a lot of people it wouldn't have satisfied a lot of needs when it came to a leg day, but for me it kind of ticked all the boxes. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of gone on a little bit more than I wanted to. Maybe I'll have a think about this point a bit more in detail and kind of organise the information a little bit better and come back to it, like I said I was going to do with some of the other topics from a few of the other clips. But yeah, kind of fish through all that ramble, and basically the point is, don't kind of work to other people's opinions and stereotypes and norms when it comes to workouts and training and constructing a workout week for yourself, because we don't all have the same goals. We don't all have the same limitations, same time constraints. We're all very different in terms of everything. We're all very, very unique, which means our workout programs and training programs should also be on a whole quite unique to ourselves. So just make sure that what you're doing on a daily, perhaps not on a daily basis, but on a weekly basis, is in line with your goals. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if I put that across as eloquently as I'd like, but I think the point's there to take on board. So yeah, so I'm just going to link a clip to my leg workout from yesterday, and you'll see what I mean by it being a little bit outside the box in terms of its content. So yeah, episode 16 done with, and I will check back in with you tomorrow, Friday. Fabulous. See you later.